dum 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 dum. Just kidding. It's a waypoint test. Hi everybody. So we're gonna just fuel some planes for a minute, which really means we're setting up some stuff we don't want you to see, and that's okay. We're here to watch the evolution of some development of Kerbal Space Program mod BDArmory, and this is adjacent to the Scott Manley runway project of some great fame. Well, great to us, at least. But that's about enough. We'll get into it. So, hopefully you can see this. Hopefully. Looks like it. So, here we have a very wide canyon. We have some aircraft we're gonna watch. And those aircraft are gonna fly this canyon. They're not gonna have any people attacking them or anything like that, really. They're just gonna fly, and they're gonna try and, make the best of the waypoint routes that we have set for them. And we'll see how they go. We can, in the lower right hand corner of your screen, you can see a very a convergent, sometimes, display of the range. So at this point we have this craft, which is approaching its second waypoint. This is a cloudy day on Kerbin. And the first half of this course is maybe a little boring for some, but we're testing, so you can't expect it to be awesome all the time. But in this case, we have 4 craft following the same waypoints, and this is all AI. The AI, it's way more A than I. You can see there, totally true to form, the artificialness of the intelligence diving up when it need not avoid the terrain that was definitely not going to be a problem. We have some waypoints, and the waypoints are not well defined relative to the contours of this here canyon. I think the Kerbal Space Program designers, when they made Kerbin, they designed a handful of features that would be amazing for people to, one day discover, and those of us who have been flying on Kerbin for hundreds or maybe thousands of hours have got bored of the contours and just took a global view to find where the canyons are. Turns out is a handful. This is one of them, and we're going to be flying through it today. You see here some contour that looks like there's a pretty good chance the plane's going to hit that hill. It's almost like I did this on purpose. And obviously, in that case, very minor deviation from the, you could say a course, but all of these waypoints have the same altitude. So here's where the end is, and oh, you see that nice ending animation that's missing. In fact, you just see some flickery shit as we hopefully not dive into the ground. That's recovery there. We're running 4 craft here, so these craft will sometimes overlap, and I'll have to kill them with impunity and restart the camera. Somehow, the second heat always has more fog than the one before it. You'd think I would like that, but it's not the best of fog. There's like this weird Bezier curve that's obvious to anyone looking at it on the left-hand side. And then like a weird, very large blur. But actually, this is glorious. This is, I am so proud of what we've done here. This is maybe the first example of waypoint following for this mod. Community has been active for the last couple of years, and you know we've done a lot to make awesomeness happen in the game. Shout out to Doc Nappers and Suicidal Insanity for much of the excellence you see here. Also, there's a secondary shout out to Josue for missile things. Stardust, I know, has done some work in there too, and sorry if I'm forgetting anyone else. There's a ton of folks in here who've done a great job of contributing to the software we have here, and there are people doing modeling for effects. There are people doing things for orchestration things. There are people making sure that the rules we define are reasonable to the players. There's a lot of people contributing a lot of things to this to make this happen. Waypoints are excellent. We're excited about excellence, obviously. But we're excited about waypoints because they add new, interesting things to the game. So far, the last 2 years or so, we've been doing like free-for-all combat. Free-for-all combat is awesome. There are many examples. But, you know, sometimes it's just, you need to mix it up a little. And so, one of the things Scott Manley has been asking for a very long time of the developers community here is, you know, like a proper trench battle. And canyon runs is a distant second, I have to admit. But it's a second that we all want to see happening, and we're seeing it before our eyes, right here, right now, right on this stream today. So, we have mostly my craft, sadly, because I'm unoriginal and just frankly narcissistic, if you ask most people. No, just kidding. You know, it's hard to collect a lot of data, and especially when you're working on things in your local environment, it's easy to draw upon the things you have readily available, which were things I submitted, you know, in past runway projects. This one is never submitted. This is the mini Bowser, which does pretty well against most of the second tier fighters, but none of the top tier fighters. As we cross the finish line, as it turns out, mini Bowser here. You can't see any of the scoring, well, anything on screen here, but the scores are supposed to be computed, and I say supposed to be because I know they are not being submitted to any kind of, you know, remote system for anything. And in fact, here we have a bug, which is I have to actually manually kill the old craft because I forgot to code that in. And then I have to set some camera stuff. There we go. All right. So we have the ugly box, which will fly now as our third contestant. This one has one giant engine in the center and a bunch of wings. Pretty much a lot of wings. I think there are 3 Gal 8s in the front, which is entirely unnecessary for this particular mission. But that's part of the fun, right? You know, sometimes we use weapons for ballast. I guess because we had the extra budget. I don't know why anybody would do that. But people do. Especially when there's, you know, the opportunity to have your name at the top of that leaderboard. Some folks are very excited about it. I found myself at the top of the leaderboard for about 15 seconds, and then it became clear that somehow I was accidentally cheating. I don't know how one accidentally cheats. But I found myself in second place, and that's okay with me. But that's a story for a day. Frankly, yesterday, no one cares. Actually, we're here for waypoints, man. Why are you talking about the past? God. All right. Sometimes you'll find that the Kerbal atmospheric mods are very intrusive and show you nothing. You know, this is actually like real life, because so many times flying a real actual craft, you try to land, you can't see the ground, it's problematic. It's great if you have lights, but lights are helpful at night. During the day, the ground is lit up by the sun. Like everywhere. I can't. You look down, it's lit up. You know, great. And you only really see the ground when it's coming up on you. Once I looked out the window of a passenger craft, actual real plane I was sitting in the window seat of, and genuinely did see the ground coming up at me. Like, oh, there's a cloud layer, and then, wow, that's the ground really close. And then the plane sharply took a pitch up maneuver as it became clear we were maybe about one width of the plane to the right of where we were supposed to be. And you don't want to be landing on the taxiways. Ask Harrison Ford. He has done this. You know, maybe don't ask him. I'm sure he gets a lot of Han Solo questions at conferences, and that one is just a little heavier than the rest. He's probably happier to answer other questions. Maybe leave that one out. Oh, look, here we have the ugly box avoiding the ground for no reason. It seemed that there was just no intersecting trajectory, yet it decided to pitch up anyway. Did a sort of a adorable barrel roll-ish thing. I don't know. Sometimes these craft don't even actually make their 500-meter approach constraint on these waypoints. At the moment, the waypoint radius for successful traversal is 500 meters. That means within 500 meters, if you turn away from the waypoint such that the radius, the distance between you and your prospective target, it increases. If it begins to increase within 500 meters, that is considered your minimum radius and tracked against your score. We add up these numbers for all the waypoints in the path, and that is a contributing factor of your score. It's worth noting that the speed at which you do this is also a contributing factor of your score, so This is kind of a bowling tournament. We want smaller numbers here. We want a faster traversal and lower deviation from that norm, from that perfect path. But frankly, we'll never get to that perfect union of aviation excellence, because this is a game, folks. It's not real life. Frankly, if you're designing a plane for this, I don't know, aren't there better problems for you to solve, sir or ma'am, or non-binary person? In any case, here we are, enjoying our final approach. It's like the end of the Olympics for some of the heats. Some of the players just slowly limp in across that final threshold, which in this case is right around where that cloud just disappeared. And scene. For this intrepid craft, which seems to have lost its way in the final moments, there it goes. It, like others before it, just two, really. And others after it, hopefully, assuming I publish any of this. These are the moments that make us feel alive. Just kidding. This is a robot. There's nothing feeling about it. And again, we kill it and go on to our other craft. Oh, there it is. Hello craft from years. Not really years, but other times. This craft, it says Claws, but Claws is just a pseudonym for all of the robots you've seen before here. I'm referring to the lower right corner of your screen, where you can see the vessel switcher, which shows the sole vessel for this intrepid run. Here we have an example of Joswe's craft. I couldn't remember the name of the movie it came from, so he called it Can't Remember the Name of the movie this came from. I abbreviated that to Can't Remember and called it a day. But you can tell it's a little slower than the others. It's also like way more maneuverable, which is probably why it won all kinds of things in the 25 parts competition. I would share a video if it were available, but I don't think it is. I think I tried to record it, and I think I might have been drunk that day. It just didn't work out. Sometimes, frankly, just don't publish drunk. This is not a good look. I'm just gonna sip a beverage here that is probably not alcohol. In this episode of Hypocrisy... No, just kidding. Tip your bartenders, folks. We're all here for some fun and for some laughs. And for some craft that seem to avoid the terrain for no reason. Again, I'm pretty sure there's just a really bad curvature on the waypoints here. Because this one seems to want to drive us almost into the armpit of that wall before making that left turn. I feel like we could probably pull that one in, and that's part of the purpose here. We're trying to find new ways to make people happy and excited about all the things we're doing. Like in this case, we're flying into that nice lens flare, which is also kind of the wall. Oh, look, there we turned. Okay, good. Don't want to fly into that. Yeah, I fully admit that this first round of as we come to a close here. This first round of waypoints, I am so happy to see craft following it, sort of, for the most part. Nobody crashing in this round yet. Nope. Wow, didn't avoid that one at all. Okay, wow. Everyone else avoided that bridge, not this one. Randomness, everybody. This is the random number generator channel, and, signing off, I guess. Just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for watching us explore the wild world of waypoint following in BDA. And we're tired now. We're gonna go to sleep. Hopefully not that dirt nap everybody talks about. And something excellent. And I suppose that's a decent enough way to say ta-ta for now. Bye-bye, folks. Tip your bartenders and congratulate your robots. They do way more work than you do. Probably. Thanks for watching. Oh, and, since you probably are still here, hopefully I haven't turned you off too much, make sure to go ahead and watch some stuff on kerbalism.com. There's some excellent KSP isms there. Lots of wonderful things. Bye for now, folks. Thanks.